Humphrey assigned Walter Mondale, his young protege from Minnesota, to work out a solution.
See, everybody was trying to think of something that was simple and would solve it and would satisfy everybody. The problem was there was no such solution. And so we'd go around and around and around, and everybody'd try this and try that, and writers would see if they could write around the problems, and philosophers see if they could dream of something to dream over the problem. It wouldn't go away. It had to be resolved. It had to be compromised, I think, in the way that we did it, and it was inevitable that some people would be unhappy.
The committee did come up with a compromise. It offered the MFDP 2 seats at large, meaning they would not represent the state of Mississippi. It allowed the all-white regulars to be seated only if they would swear loyalty to the Democratic ticket. Finally, the committee promised to bar from future conventions any delegation guilty of discrimination. In response, all but 4 of the all-white regulars walked out of the convention.
It may not satisfy everybody, the extremes on the right or the extremes on the left. But we think it is a just compromise. We think it is based soundly on the law. We think it clearly recognizes, without compromises, the basic devotion of this party to human rights. And we think it represents and sets the stage for the overwhelming victory of the man who, more than anybody else in the world, represents the cause of justice and law today, President Lyndon Baines Johnson.
Lyndon Johnson announced that Hubert Humphrey would be his running mate before boarding the plane for the convention. In Atlantic City, the Freedom Democrats had not yet decided whether to accept or reject the compromise.
We've got an offer to our people. We've got a great deal out of this. I think to call this a loss is a mistake.
You were talking before of no compromise. Now you've got your 2 delegates in. The regular party's gotten 3. You think you've made substantial gains?
I think we've made a terrific gain. You always talk no compromise at a convention until you get the best you can, and you quit.
Are the leaders of the Freedom Democrats satisfied?
I don't think so, and I don't blame them. Nobody ever gets all they want. The leaders of the regulars aren't satisfied either. They're going back to Jackson. Let my people go.
Political allies and national civil rights leaders urged the MFDP to accept the compromise, but the Freedom Democrats voted overwhelmingly to turn it down. In the words of Fannie Lou Hamer, "We didn't come all this way for no 2 seats when all of us is tired."
I think people felt that the Democratic Party would actually embrace them. I think there was a lack of real understanding of the depth to which the local Southern politicians were inclined in the Democratic Party, and that there would be a real reluctance on the part of the National Democratic Party leadership to take in black people at the expense of these Southern politicians.
The whole issue around the compromise for us and for me was that it was some kind of political ploy that they understood. But for us, for Mississippi, it was what was right and what was wrong. It was, we had been done wrong. Our rights had been taken away. And you just couldn't issue some 2 seats at large to correct that. And it was a moral situation that had to be right. So it wasn't just a political something to get away with, is that we sit in the rooms and negotiate. You know, they knew about those kind of things, but we didn't. how to sit in the rooms and negotiate way and say, we'll take the best of this, a piece of that. We went after what was right, and it was wrong the way we had been treated for hundreds and hundreds of years. Denied the right to register to vote, denied the right to participate in the political process, and that's what was going on.
The MFDP delegates made one last appeal for national attention. They tried to sit in the seats abandoned by the Mississippi regulars.
Would you identify yourself for us, please?
My name is Mrs. Fannie Lou Hamer. I'm the vice chairman of the Freedom Democrat Party.
Where did you get the credentials to get into the building tonight, Mrs. Hamer?
Some law friends of ours gave us an invitation to come in. We sit with them a while, and we wanted to sit in our own state.
Do you have any kind of credentials that will get you into these seats?
No, we don't. Only as American citizens.
Mr. Sergeant at Arms, have you had any contingency plans for this?
None at all. I just stand here peacefully, trying to keep this aisle clear.
Down in Mississippi, when they are before the eyes of the world, they are peaceful and loving. And when they get back to Mississippi, nigger, you can't come in here. Nigger, you can't come in there. Nigger, you get out. And here we are in the eyes of the world, seeing the same thing that happens way down in the deep south, Mississippi.
The MFDP was never seated at the 1964 convention, but their protest opened up the Democratic Party and changed national politics. For some, Atlantic City ended in disillusionment. They had lost faith in America's leaders, but they had come to know their own power.
The country refuses to demand that Mississippi give Negroes their rights, their privileges. We didn't ask to be elected to anything. We didn't ask for any patronage. All we asked for is to let us sit.
Why am I the only one that's asking questions? Why did I get booked like a crook with that legal Smith & Wesson? Why have these doctors guessing? Why am I bored with my lessons? Why do blacks have trouble resting? Why my mama can't stop stressing? Why do men get it all and can't recognize his blessings? Why do we always got something to say at confession? Why if I want this job, they gotta be some urine testing? Why do we fight amongst each other? Why do we get so excited when we kill another brother? Why disrespect our future mothers? Why is it that we just can't show love for one another? Throw gloves for one another, spin dubs on one another, shit. Go to clubs on one another, and why not? Why do we set trip over blocks? Why do we sell rocks while we don't know it's us against the cops? I ask myself why all the time. The answer's just so hard to find, so many blind, but just can't see. The future lies in you and me. I ask myself why all the time. The answer's just so hard to find, so many blind, but just can't see. The future lies in you and me. Why do I get stopped by the cops, harassed and asked, where's the gun and the weed? Why they can't let me pass? Why is OD only sold in the ghettos? Why is white boys enjoy Marlboros and heavy metal? Why is the paper on the Philly thick? Why is it that the whole world revolves around pussy and dick? Why do we die so young? Why's getting old like a dream? Why take a chance losing life on a mission for the cream? I ask myself why all the time. So hard to find.